All right, welcome back. Good morning. And I believe everybody's been waiting for this class. This is the advanced time, the advanced level. And all of you that have been waiting, the time has come for you to be served. You're going to get served. Okay, so I have a quote for you today. You know, this is the first time. I know you haven't seen this yet. This is the first time that you have seen this. A quote in the fourth lesson. United we stand, divided we fall. Once you get together and you do things together, so you become stronger. But if you do it alone, you get weak. United we stand, divided we fall. I'm also going to use a little Creole for everyone to understand it, not because I want to teach you, not because you do not understand. I know you understand because you are advanced learners. But I would love everyone to understand this beautiful proverb. Ensemble nous fort. Nous seul nous faibles, ensemble nous fort. Autrement dit, vous seul ne doit pas manger calalou toujours. Parce que si on doit être là, comment que la poire calalou? Mais l'homme était main, ou bien deux trois l'autre avec, il a aidé. Il a dit, changez devise nous en Haïti. Our motto is united we stand, divided we fall. C'est ça qui fait nous tomber comme ça. Nous diviser trop. Le genou united, not strong. All right, let's get started. And today, I'm going to remind you of something, especially those of you that just started watching it. Nous connaissons nous avons un problème, je vais use a little Creole pour me rappeler nous. Coup ça il est advanced. Advanced level là, je parle en pile anglais là-dedans. C'est pas Creole. Je fais ça, je connais utiliser Creole because les gens sont tombés sur vidéo et pas connaître si vidéo a été là, je dis moi parler too much English. Non, il pas pour nous. Ça c'est advanced. Vidéo pas nous là déjà. You dis écrit beginner level, bien beginning level. Depuis elle écrit ça, connaissez ou même qui pas fort en anglais. Ou même qui dégage assez bien pour la écrit intermediate level. Les fêtes les mardis 10h AM. Et beginning là, faites les dimanches lui-même à 10h AM toujours. Mais pour ça qui fait les jeudis qui n'a regardé kounya là, lui-même c'est pour moun qui parle very good English. Nous même qui parle a little bit of English, this is not your class. Ça pas empêcher quand tu regardes le téléphone pour laptop pour internet pour ou ka get solve. But remember, it's not for you. It's not your level. All right. Let's get started then. Today we're going to just brush up on certain things that you guys did in the past. We're going to review the simple past tense and the present perfect tense. I'm going to set a difference for you between the simple past tense and the present perfect tense. What is basically the difference between the present perfect simple and the past simple? The past simple or the simple past tense tells about an action that occurred, that happened at a specific time in the past. That means when you use the simple past tense, you have to say when. You have to say when. For example, I saw John when? Yesterday. I came here when? Last night. I did it when? Last month. I saw you when? 2 days ago. You see, this is the simple past tense. You say when. You give a time, a definite time, a specific time. This is when you use the simple past tense. I ate when? Last week. I ate cornmeal when? 2 months ago. You see, I give you a specific time. Whereas the present perfect tense or the present perfect simple tells about an action that also happened in the past but at an indefinite time in the past. That means the time that the action took place is not mentioned. You don't say when. When you don't mention the time that something happened, just maybe because you don't know the time or because the time is not important, you use the present perfect simple tense to talk about an action that happened at an indefinite time in the past, unspecified time in the past. This is basically the difference between the past simple and the present perfect simple. Got it? For example, I have been to Jacmel. I have been to Jacmel. Where am I now? I am in Port-au-Prince. I am not in Jacmel. This action, my action of being in Jacmel happened sometime in the past. maybe 2 years ago, maybe 1 month ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe 1 day ago, maybe 3 days ago. But I do not mention the time, that action, the time of my being in Jacmel. I don't say when I was there. Got it. But if I tell you when, I have to use the past simple. M'te Jacmel, I was in Jacmel, li pas correct, li pas fini, because I have to say when. M'te Jacmel dimanche dernier, oui. I was in Jacmel last Sunday. When you mention the time, you use the simple past tense. Mais de pour pas dire qu'il est, you use the present perfect. M'te Jacmel, oui. I've been to Jacmel, parce que pas dire qu'il est. M'te ouais papa, oui. I've seen your father. Je rencontre papa, oui. I've met your father. Parce que pas dire qu'il est peut-être 10 jours de cela, peut-être 20 jours de cela, peut-être 3 mois de cela. Ou par contre, de pour pas mentionner les actions qui été faites là, ou utiliser the present perfect simple. The present perfect simple is when you ou pas mentionner les actions qui été faites là, use the present perfect simple. Moi film ça déjà mais film ça moi déjà film ça moi déjà mais déjà ça qui joue ou pas dit qu'il est I've seen this movie. Moi film ça dimanche dimanche c'est spécifié ou dit qu'il est c'est I saw this movie. Ouais. Moi ouais pièce de théâtre ça déjà moi ouais pièce de théâtre ça. I've seen this play. Même dit play c'est pas jeu mais c'est pièce de théâtre, c'est consacré le play. Il y a play qui c'est le verbe là et puis il y a un play qui c'est une pièce de théâtre. Attention. Moi ouais pièce de théâtre ça hier. Moi hier. Moi du qu'il est. I saw this play yesterday. Moi ouais film ça déjà. I've seen this movie. Ouais film ça moi déjà. I've already seen this movie. But bah du qu'il est. Mais moi ouais film ça samedi dernier. Moi ouais film ça samedi dernier. Eh bien là moi parle d'une action qui fait dans le temps qui défini dans le passé, mais une action qui fait dans le moment indéfini dans le passé. L'aime dire défini, c'est pas que ou pas qu'on n'a pas mentionné, il n'est pas important pour ou oublier tout. Depuis c'est dans une situation se retrouve côté temps pas important, bien pas mentionné, c'est the present perfect simple. Got it. I hope you understand the difference between the past simple and the present perfect simple. So the past simple is not over yet, and the present perfect simple is not over yet. I'm going to go back into them, but not now. Let me erase the board and start talking about past simple, because this is the advanced level. It's not the intermediate, it's the advanced. I have to give you more than what you know. More, not just basic. That's just a basic difference. Everybody knows this difference. Now let's get into more things, more details with you. I erase the board. There is something else or something additional I would like to call your attention on. Remember what I said at the very beginning. Remember what everybody knows. This is the basic rule to the simple past tense. The fundamental rule tells us that we use the present simple, the past simple for an action that occurred, that happened at a specific or specified time in the past. You see, the time is specific or specified time in the past. You got this one. This is the common rule. This is what everyone knows. For example, I ate cornmeal last Saturday. I taught at that school 5 years ago. So I came from Jacmel 2 years ago. Okay? Or I went to Jacmel 2 years ago. No problem with this. Specified time. No problem with this. Specified time. But we also use the past simple without mentioning the specified time. If the time is known, if you are talking about history, if it is something recorded, registered in archives, the word is archives. So you use the simple past tense without mentioning the time. I was born in Port-au-Prince. I don't need to mention the time, because if you want to know when I was born, you can find it out. Because if you want to know when I was born, you can find out. It's easy to know when I was born, because you need to get my birth certificate, or you need to go somewhere where these things are kept, or birth certificates or whatever is kept, or information about somebody's birth. You can find that out. You can find it out. And something else, this is history here. Who does not know that Jean-Jacques Dessalines was emperor of Haiti? I don't need to tell you when. He died in, he was killed. You see, he was killed. He was assassinated. He was assassinated. I don't need to tell you when he was assassinated. When you are talking about history, you don't need to mention the time though. A little, on rappel, nous songe, I just said, specific time, fondamentalement, yo dit, pas simple là, utiliser pour une action qui fait dans un moment défini, c'est-à-dire, on dit qu'il est le fait. Mais parfois, laissez ou parler des histoires ou bien un qui est enregistré dans l'archive, que tout le monde a joué l'information sur lui-même, même laissez pas archive nationale, même si c'est un vol d'avion, il y a un côté enregistré, laissez pas besoin de dire qu'il est parce que moun n'a qu'à jouer l'air. L'on parle et laisse Alvin Bob passer simple en français. L'on dit Dessalines était empereur d'Haïti, qu'est-ce qui pas comme ça? Besoin de qu'il est, sous besoin qu'on l'aille chercher. You see? M'fait pas de presse, pas besoin de qu'il est, sous besoin on m'a démarché, madame. You see? Mais si son bail personnel côté qui pas enregistré nulle part, on dit eh bien laisse ça obligé de dire qu'il est. Ah me manger ma dimanche dernier. Ah ben là bail pas. On dit moi, on dit obligé de dire dimanche dernier. Mais soit tout monter fait, on pas besoin de dire qu'il est. Why? Because this is recorded in archives. If it is recorded in archives, you don't need to mention the time. So this is what we call the simple past tense, because the simple past tense is used for something that happened at a specified time in the past, of course. But sometimes the time is not mentioned because you can find out when that action took place. Okay? So look at this here. I was born in Port-au-Prince. I don't need to tell you when. Here, I was born in Port-au-Prince. I don't need to tell you when. You can find out. Jean-Jacques Dessalines was emperor of Haiti. You can find out. He was assassinated. You can find out. See, this is easy. Jovenel Moïse was assassinated. You can find out. I don't need to tell you when that happens because you can find it out. So when that happens, you don't need to mention the time. But if it is something personal, when you're talking about something personal or some action that people cannot get information about, but from you need, or from someone else, you need to mention the time. When it is something regular, but history or other things that are official, you need to mention, you don't need to mention the time because it's official. People can find it out. People can learn about it by going into, Google, or they can Google it, All right, this is it about the difference though between specific time for the simple past tense and recorded in archives for the simple past tense. Okay, I'm gonna erase the board again and I'm gonna come back with some more stuff for you. But this time, I'm just gonna talk about the present perfect simple tense. Okay, right now, we're gonna talk about the present perfect simple tense. The present perfect simple tense is a tense that gives a lot of problems. Why does it give so many problems to a lot of learners and speakers? It's just because some of you guys speak Creole or speak French. And even those who do not speak either of those two languages. You might not speak either one, either Creole or French. But you still have difficulties understanding the present perfect simple tense or the present perfect simple. Why? Because the present perfect simple can be used for something that started to happen in the past and continues in the present. It can be used for something that occurred or that happened at an unspecified time in the past, an indefinite time in the past. It can be used for something repeated in the past, but still indefinite. Let's talk about the first one. First. We use the simple present tense for something or for an action that started to happen, that began to happen in the past, and the same action continues in the present. I began to teach in 1995, and I continue to teach. I'm still a teacher. So now this action does not stop. It goes on, it continues, and I'm in the present. We are in 2022. I may not be teaching, and I tell you that I've taught since 1995, even if you run into me in the street, and I'm not with a marker, I don't have a board, and I don't have any students, and I'm not teaching, but I still tell you that I teach. I've taught since 1995. it tells you that I began to do this, and this year I continue to do the same thing. I haven't stopped yet. Whenever you have an action that began to happen in the past and it continues, it goes on till it goes on to the present. It goes on to the present. We use the present perfect simple. For example, I have been here since 10 o'clock. I begin to be here at 10 o'clock. Now it's 10:15, 10:20. I am still here with you. Okay? I've been here since October 30th. I have been your teacher since October 30th. C'est pour une action qui commence dans le passé qui a continué dans le présent. Par exemple, depuis 30 octobre, on est ensemble avec nous. Mais nous, encore, dans novembre. C'est-à-dire, novembre là, moi, toujours, novembre, c'est présent. Même commencer en octobre, qui s'est passé. Et bien, il y a une action qui commence dans le passé qui a continué dans le présent, ou qui a utilisé le present perfect simple tense pour parler de lui. I know lots of you guys have problems with this. C'est pas que m'a traduit pour nous. Non, c'est pas ça que m'a fait. Attention. Moi, je vais expliquer nous déjà en anglais déjà, mais à mon temps, ça a tellement son temps qui va un pile problème. Je vais essayer d'aider un pile l'autre monde, tout ça qui est dans NS4, NS3, NS whatever. So, aider eux et comprendre. Mais pour quelle raison? Because when you speak French or Creole, les gens ont des petits problèmes, surtout pas les Français. Parce que nous, tant comme ça, ils utilisent le pour passé composé, ils utilisent le pour le parfait, ils utilisent le pour le présent simple, pour le présent de l'indicatif. Moun qui a fait transition ça, qu'on a un problème. I'm sorry to do that. Moun en avance, il aime faire ça, but I'm sorry guys. I gotta do it because I would love everyone to master this. I know you guys understand it. I know you guys speak a lot of English. I know you got this down pat. I know you guys understand this. I know you guys got this down pat. I know you master it, but I'm just trying to help other people, even people that are not in the field. You know, there are people that are not in the field, and I want to help them out as well. Okay, so, tant ça, lui-même, leur parler d'une action qui commence dans le passé, qui continue dans le présent, on va utiliser le present perfect simple. Present perfect simple, comme nous c'est advanced, je ne vais pas parler de formation, comment le fait. Eh bien, si je fais un petit rappel, il fait avec have ou bien has, plus passé verbe là. Mais si on traduit littéralement pour les gens qui parlent français, si je dis je suis là depuis dimanche, en anglais on dit I am here since Sunday, c'est pas correct. C'est pas I am, bien qu'en français on dit je suis. Mais l'anglais lui-même, pour une action qui commence et qui continue, c'est plutôt I have been here since Sunday. C'est I have been here since Sunday. You see, I have been here since Sunday. C'est comme ça phrase. Et si vous traduisez phrase anglaise là, vous mettez littéralement en créole ou en français, surtout en français, là, il y a problème. Pour quelle raison? Parce que vous pouvez dire j'ai été là depuis dimanche. Que français, les gens qui parlent français ne peuvent pas prendre amour. Et bien, les mêmes gens qui parlent anglais ne peuvent pas prendre I am here since Sunday là. C'est une raison qui fait un pile monde qui parle l'autre langue, ça a des problèmes avec present perfect simple. C'est ça qui fait moi use Creole. Okay? I'm sorry guys, I know you speak a lot of English. So pour nous-mêmes qui a pensé pour une action qui commençait dans le passé, qui a continué dans le présent, c'est plutôt the present perfect simple. C'est pas présent indicatif, c'est the present perfect simple in English. Okay? Mais pour lui parler, surtout pour nous parler d'une action qui commençait dans le passé, qui a continué dans le présent, il y a deux mots que nous souvent fait appel avec eux, une ou bien l'autre, qui c'est since ou bien for. Les since avec for là, plutôt c'est eux-mêmes qui font vraiment ouais que l'action ça a commencé dans le passé et l'a continué dans le présent. Sans eux-mêmes, l'action est capable dans l'autre sens qui est capable seulement rester dans le passé. So without sense of for, the present perfect tense may only tell about something that happened in the past at an indefinite time in the past. With sense of for, it's clearer for people to understand that you're talking about something that began to happen in the past and goes on to the present time. For example, I've been a teacher since 1995. I've been a teacher since 1995. It already tells you this is when I began to be a teacher. I began to be a teacher in 1995 and I continue being a teacher now, which is we are in 2022, and I continue being a teacher. So he tells you when I started to be a teacher and until now. You see, this is the present perfect simple tense, the present perfect simple. So without sense of for, it may be confusing. If I just say I've been a teacher, the person might be asking me this question. When? When did you begin to be a teacher? How long? How long have you been a teacher? You see, I've been a teacher. When? Or how long have you been a teacher? You see? So this is it. I've taught English since 1995, or I have taught English for 28 years. Why? Because I'm 43 now. Okay, now let's go for the second reason, which is already common to everyone. The second reason is unspecified or indefinite past actions. Anything that happened at an indefinite or unspecified time in the past, use the present perfect simple. I have met the president. You don't say when. I have met the president. You don't say when. She has made love to him. You don't say when. Maybe 2 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe 1 month ago. You don't say when. Reported and indefinite past actions. Repeated and indefinite past actions. Something that was repeated, but at an indefinite time in the past. Because when an action was repeated at a specified time in the past, use the past simple. For example, I saw this movie 2 times last week. I saw this movie 2 times or twice last week. You see, I say when last week. But if I don't say when, I use the present perfect simple. For example, you have seen this movie 3 times. You have seen this movie 3 times. There's always a connection with the present. There's always a connection with the present. You have seen this movie 3 times. She has done that several times. You see, but I don't say when. I don't say when. She has done what? That several times. I don't say when. The time is not specified. It's indefinite. But it was repeated several times. Repeated. There was a repetition. You have seen this movie how many times? 3 times. A repetition in the past. Maybe that repetition, maybe that thing happened, last week, last month, last year, but you don't say when. This is basically all about the present perfect simple. The present perfect simple is not over yet. We'll be talking about it very soon. But one thing for sure, we are done for the basic. And this was your friend, the teacher, Mr. Nelson, your coach. See you next for the next lesson. I know the month is over. The month is over and you are in December. No, in November already. November we have Thanksgiving. And I know you guys probably going to enjoy your Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving occurs or happens on the 4th Thursday in November. So the 4th Thursday, I can say happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys. So have a good one and see you in the next lesson next month, which is December.